shall go with the next topic called as fragmentation, right? So what do you mean by this fragmentation? Fragmentation is nothing but as this fragmentation is a type of this contiguous memory allocation, right? As I told you, contiguous memory allocation means here the processes are allocated in the memory in the continuous fashion. That is called as contiguous memory allocation. This fragmentation is also a contiguous memory allocation where we are dividing the memory into a smaller segments, right? Where the memory, let us consider this is our memory. We are dividing the memory into a smaller segments or a smaller sections. This particular sections is called as fragments, right? This particular section where we are dividing the memory is called as a segment or the fragments, and these particular divided of the segments which the space which remains unused. If the space or the fragment in the memory, if it remains unused, then there is a loss of the memory takes place, right? That is what we have defined here, as it is a contiguous memory allocation by dividing or breaking down of the larger space of unused memory, into a smaller piece, what we say it as fragments, so that the unused space is not efficiently utilized in the memory. This process is known as fragmentation, right? In short, to define the fragmentation is nothing but it is a loss of memory. Okay? So loss of the memory is nothing but when there is in the memory we have been allocated the space for the process to enter and execute. And if you don't find any of the process is allocated and it is being utilized, means there is a wastage of the space, right? There is a loss of your memory takes place. That's why to overcome that things, we have been divided into two different types called as internal fragmentation and external fragmentation, right? I can give one more example for similar to this fragmentation. Let us consider the programming language, right? So in your C or C++, whichever the programming language, let us consider the program which is consisting of some 100 lines of codes, right? Let us consider the program which is consisting of 100 lines of code. What do? 100 lines of code is very bigger one, right? For this particular program, if it is large, what do? We divide the program into a sections, so that each and every sections is being divided and it is easily to identify the errors, easily to debug the things and clearly understandable, right? That is what the program is divided. Dividing the program into a smaller segments or a smaller parts, what we say it as subprograms, right? When we divide like this, it is very easy to identify where the error has occurred and what type of an error it is, easy to understand and easy to debug. In similar way, what do? In fragmentation also, the memory is being divided, right? A memory is also being divided in such a way that which particular unused space is there that is not being utilized. If it is not being utilized, means obviously it takes to the loss of the memory into this, right? This process what we term it as fragmentation, right? And this fragmentation is basically classified into two types called as internal fragmentation and external fragmentation. As name itself indicates, internal fragmentation means here also the loss of data taking place, right? Here the loss of the data is also taking place internally into the system, right? And here I have given one example. This is my memory, right? And one part of the sections we have reserved for an operating system, and rest of these things is user area, right? Here in my user area, I have mentioned the size. How many processes are there? Only 3 processes are being allocated. And I have written something, the process P1, P2, P3 by considering an example. P1 equal to 130, P2 equal to 280, P3 is equal to 300, P4 is equal to 180K. What does this indicating means? Our first process is having a capacity of 130K, and in my user area where the partitioning of the process, where correspondingly each and every fragmentation is given with the respective memory size, right? For example, don't consider what exactly it is there in the block. Instead of that, just blindly just consider this is blank initially, right? The first block is having a capacity of 80K, 150K, 280K, 300K and 100K, right? These are the segments, these are the fragmentation or segments that we have been mentioned here, and my allocated process, okay, and my requested process, and this is my memory allocated. What is the requested process? This we have to go according to our first fit. Okay, this partitioning of the process to be allocated in my internal memory should go according to the first fit. What is that first fit here? The process P1. The process P1 is 130K. According to my first fit, what do? We are going to check out into the first largest space into my memory. Which is the first largest space into my memory? Once we go with 80, 150, 280, 300 and 100. Among the memory, which is the first largest space, obviously it will be 150. Because my process is 130K and my first allocated large space is 130. Therefore, what do? I allocate that process P1 into this. It means that internal fragmentation is the one where the memory size is slightly larger than the requested process, right? In that particular case, it is going to accommodate, but it is going to lose some part of the data into it, right? It means that I have memory allocated is 150 and my requested process is 130K. It means that another 20K of this space gets wasted here. This particular type of fragmentation is called as internal fragmentation, right? So this P1 has been allocated. Memory size is slightly larger than that of the requested process. This process is known as internal fragmentation. Though it is wasting only the 20 part of the things, 20K of the space is being wasted. This process, that's why I am written here it as internal fragmentation. Is that clear? Fine. Now let us go with this external fragmentation. What do you mean by external fragmentation here? So here the process P1 we have completed right now, and which is the next process, which was the 280, right? 280, and we are going with the first bit, which is the next largest process that is available in my memory. Obviously it is 280, right? Though it is allocated space and the requested space, both are getting matched. That's why what do? We simply allocate the process. Do we find any loss of the data over here? No. It means there is no fragmentation taking place. Fragmentation, you know the meaning? There is no loss of the memory should take place. Whatever the allocated space and the requested space should get matched. If it is not getting matched, then there is a fragmentation takes place. That's what the definition of the fragmentation, right? So here P2 gets allocated and there is no wastage of the memory takes place. Next P3 is 300. Next largest space in my allocated memory is also 300K. So no loss of the data, therefore allocate simply P3. Next is P4 is 180K, right? Now look at this figure. Which is the memory size? Do we have that requested process is 180K and my memory allocated space is 80K is left out and 100K is left out, right? Though combining of this 80 plus 100 will be 180, but this particular thing cannot be combined together and allocated to my memory, right? External fragmentation can be defined it as the total memory allocated should get satisfied with this requested process, though it is not in a contiguous allocation. Got the meaning of it? Memory allocated should get satisfied with the requested process. Okay? It should satisfy with the requested process. If it is not satisfying, hence that is not in a contiguous order. External fragmentation it will be not always in a contiguous manner. Okay, that's why we say external fragmentation normally occurs because though the requested process is 180, I have a memory space. If the same thing, if it would even if it would have been placed here, I could have not occupied. Why? Because it's not continuous. Here combinedly, if this was the case, I could have done it, right? If this is not the case, as it is not a contiguous order in external fragmentation, I cannot accommodate my P4 process over here and here, right? This is called as external fragmentation, right? Now to overcome this external fragmentation, we have been allocated internal fragmentation very easily and just by the loss of this 20 key of data, right? It is internally happening. Now external fragmentation, the process was there, memory was also allocated, but it couldn't fit and satisfy the requested process, so we did not do it, right? To overcome that external fragmentation, we are using one more important concept known as compaction. Okay. Now I'll tell you what do you mean by this compaction. Compaction is a technique to overcome this limitation, to overcome the drawback of this external fragmentation. We are using compaction. Right? Now let me define what do you mean by compaction here. Compaction can be defined as combining of all the unused spaces. Okay? Merging up of or combining of all the unused space into one single large space. Right? Combining of all unused space. Here 20 key of the data is unused. I am going to take that 20k over here. And here there is an 80k which is unused in my memory. I am going to use that 80k here. Another unused space is 100. I am going to use this 100 over here. Right? It means compaction is to overcome the drawback of this external fragmentation, where we are combining all the unused space into a single large space so that the process should be accommodated. This process is known as compaction, right?